students. Today we are discussing about the business economics and financial analysis subject unit 2 we are discussing. In the session 1 we discussed about the types of elasticity we discussed. Now we are discussing about the session 2 as per the JNTUH syllabus, the concepts, demand concepts. Today we are discussing about the demand concepts. So then what is the syllabus of the demand concepts? The syllabus of the demand concepts is law of demand, measurement and significance of elasticity of demand, factors affecting elasticity of demand in decision making. Today what we are discussing demand concepts. Then first we should know what is the meaning of demand. The meaning of demand is the ability or the willingness to buy a particular commodity at a given point of time or at a specified price. In general English, what is the meaning of demand? When people are purchasing more and more quantity, we called it as a demand. The particular product have higher demand. But whereas in economics, the meaning of demand is different. Three variables or three factors should be influenced. What are the three factors? Desire, ability to pay, will to spend. These are the three variables influence the demand. Out of these three, lack of any one, maybe lack of desire, lack of ability to pay or lack of will to spend, the demand cannot be derived. So the demand derived on what basis? On the basis of the desire, ability to pay, will to spend. Then what is the definition? What is the meaning of the demand? The meaning of the demand is it signifies the ability or the willingness to buy a particular commodity at a given point of time or at a specified price. So here what are that? Ability, willingness and will to spend and time factor, price. Then demand for commodity, what it implies on the three things. First one is the demand is the desire or want backed up by money. Second one is demand is always related to price and time. Demand is always related to price and time. Why? Because if the price of the product changes, then the demand of the product is also changed. Sometimes the other variables is time factor also. Example, due to rainy season. In the rainy season, the demand for the umbrellas is more. Why? Because it is a rainy season, time factor. So the demand is always related to price and time. Next, third one is demand may be viewed ex ante or ex post. Ex ante means before the event. Ex ante means before the event. Ex post means after the event. After the event. That means before the demand about that particular product and after the demand about that particular product. So what we should know? We should know the meaning of the demand, how it will be influenced, what are the factors influencing the demand. So for examination point of view, for short answer question, very important, the meaning of demand. So once again I am going the definition. It equal to the desire, ability to pay and will to spend. These are the three important variables influence the demand. Then the next one is law of demand. Law of demand. Law of demand, according to the Professor Alfred Marshall, is a classical economist. Classical economist means they are explained the theories on the basis of the some of the assumptions. They are explained the theories on the basis of the some of the assumptions. So what is the theory? Law of demand. What is the theory? What is the definition or what is the law of demand? Other things being equal, higher price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. Larger is the quantity demanded. So according to definition, first what we are saying, other things being equal. Other things being equal means what are that? In the demand function what we written? F of P. P means price. P naught means price of other commodity, income and taste and habits. If the price of the product changes, the remaining three variables are constant. If the remaining three variables are constant, then the price of the commodity changes, then what is the impact on the demand? Whether the impact is smaller or larger. If the price of the product is changes higher or lower. If the price is related to higher or lower and the demand is smaller or larger, we should know. Then what we concluded? We concluded that higher price, smaller demand, lower price, larger demand. In general English, what we can conclude? How to remember? HSLL. HSLL. HS means, H means higher price, S means smaller demand, lower price, larger demand. So this is the definition of law of demand. For examination point of view, for short answer question, very very important. Several times they asked. According to Professor Alfred Marshall, other things being equal, higher price of a commodity, smaller is the quantity demanded, and lower the price of a commodity, larger is the quantity demanded. Then higher price, smaller demand, lower price, larger demand. So this is the law of demand. Then the demand curve is, then the next one is the demand curve. The demand curve is sloping downwards from left to right. So what is that? How then we should prove why the demand curve is sloping downwards from left to right. Just now we are discussed in the law of demand. What we discussed? The relationship between the price and the quantity of the demand. The relationship between the price and quantity of the demanded is inverse relationship. When inverse relationship means higher the price, lower the quantity demanded. Lower the price, higher the quantity demand. On the basis of that, we are demand schedule and individual demand curve we are drawing. So from this particular table, point A to F we are written. Point A to F. A, B, C, D, E, F up to we are written. Then what is the price per unit? Price per unit in terms of rupees. Price per unit in terms of rupees we are taking. How much? When the price of the product, point A, the price is 50 paisa, the quantity demanded X in terms of kg per month, 7 rupees. Demanded, quantity demanded is 7 units. When the price increases from 0.50 to 1 rupee, the quantity demand is reduced. Then gradually the price of the product is increases 50 paisa. Then quantity of the demand is reduced gradually from 7 kgs to 5 kgs, 5 kgs to 3.5 kgs, 3.5 to 2.5 kgs, 1.5 and 1 kg. So that means the quantity of the demand is gradually decreasing when the price of the product per unit increases. On the basis of this table, we are drawing the demand curve. What is the meaning of how to draw the demand curve? In the OX axis, we are taking the quantity of demanded X product. In the OY axis, we are taking the price of the particular product. then we can combine together. When the price is 1, the number of units is 5, quantity demanded. When the price is reduced from 1 rupee, from the price is increased from 1 rupee to 1 rupee 50 paisa, then the quantity of the demand is reduced. So then we combine all these groups from A to F, all the points, then we are getting the demand curve. The curve shape is sloping downwards from left to right. This question asked several times in the examination. What is the curve shape of the demand? The demand curve shape is sloping downwards from left to right. Prove it. How to prove? The demand schedule we are writing. In the first table, what we are writing? Individual demand. Individual demand means we are taking the single consumer or one consumer. When the price of the product changes, how it will be influence the quantity of the demand. Then finally, what is the relationship between the price and quantity demanded? The relationship is inverse relationship. Then what is the curve shape? Sloping downwards from left to right. This question asked short answer question and several times asked for the 5 marks question also. Then the next one is market demand schedule. What is the difference individual demand schedule and market demand schedule? In the individual demand schedule is we are taking only the one consumer, but whereas in the market demand schedule we are taking the 3 types of consumers. Their incomes are also different. Then if the price of the product changes, how it will be influence the demand about that particular product from X, Y and Z. Then what is the total market demand about that particular product? What is the total market demand about that particular product? If the price of product A 4 rupees, then X consumer purchased 1 kg. If the price, why he purchased less quantity? Because his income is less when compared to Y and Z. When the price of the product decreases, the X consumer or the lower income level of the consumer is also ready to purchase more quantity. So automatically the Y also demanded more, Z also demanded more. When the price of the product A is 4 rupees, the market demand is 8 rupees. When the price reduces from 4 to 3, the market demand is 12. When the price of the product 3 to 2, the market demand is 15. When the price of the product from 2 to 1, the market demand is 23. So that means when the price is reducing gradually, then the market demand is increased. Then what is the curve shape of the market demand schedule curve? In the OX axis, we are writing the quantity of the product. In the OY axis, we are writing the price of the product. Combined together all the dotted portions are A to F. Then we are getting the market demand curve for a commodity. What is the curve shape? Sloping downwards from left to right. Sloping downwards from left to right. So what we concluded, we should know, we proved the law of demand. What is the law of demand? Higher the price, lower the demand. Lower the price, higher the demand. So that means it is an inverse relationship. On the basis of that, we proved the theory, the law of demand, the curve shape is sloping downwards from left to right. Then what we are taking? We are taking the individual demand schedule curve and market demand schedule curve. On the basis of the individual demand schedule curve and market demand schedule curve, we can conclude that the demand curve is sloping downwards from left to right. This question asked for 5 marks question several times. Then the next one is, what are the causes of downward sloping of demand curve? Causes of downward sloping of demand curve. What is that? What are the how many causes? Total 5 causes. What are that? First one is the law of diminishing the marginal utility. Second one is substitution effect. Third one is income effect. Fourth one is new buyers. Fifth one is old buyers. Fifth one is old buyers. So law of diminishing means when the consumer continuously purchasing about that particular product and consumes without any gap or without any interval of time, the marginal utility of that particular product is decreasing. So automatically slope of the demand curve is downward. Then substitution effect. What is the meaning of substitution? Substitution means when the equal level of the satisfaction derived from the similar product, we called it as the substitution effect. Substitution, this question asked several times for short answer question. What is the meaning of substitution effect? Equal level of the satisfaction derived from the similar product, we called it as the substitution effect. Then the third one is income effect. When the income of the consumer changes, he shifted from inferior good to the superior good. Inferior good means the price of the product is less and used lower level income people. That's why that we called it as a inferior good. So when the income changes, the consumer are shifted from inferior good product to the superior group product. Then fourth one is new buyers. When the product development, then they are offering some schemes or attracting the consumers, reducing the prices or adding the additional features or giving some subsidies about that particular product. Then the new buyers are entered into the market. The demand about that particular product is increases. Then old buyers. Old buyers, if the performance of the particular product is good, they are ready to purchase more and more quantity. These are the causes of downward sloping of demand curve. So up to now what we discussed about what is the meaning of demand, law of demand, demand curve, individual demand curve, market demand schedule curve we discussed. Then causes of downward sloping of demand curve. Next, for 5 marks point of view, very very important. Sometimes they also ask short answer questions. What are that? Methods of measurement of elasticity. Methods of measurement of elasticity. How many types? 4 types. What are that? Percentage method or proportionate method. Percentage method or proportionate method. Second method is total outlay method or total revenue method. Third method is geometric method or point method. Fourth one is arc elasticity of demand. Percentage method or proportionate method, total outlay method or total revenue method. Third one, geometric method or point method. Fourth one, arc elasticity of demand. These are the 4 methods of measurement of elasticity. First we should go through the percentage or proportionate method. Percentage or proportionate method. What is the percentage or proportionate method? Percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price, or ORR. Delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Delta Q by delta P into P by Q. What is the formula for percentage or proportionate method? Percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. We can also written in another way equation delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Then what is the delta Q indicates? Delta P indicates where delta Q equal to change in quantity demanded, delta P equal to change in price. P means original price, Q means original quantity, change in quantity demanded by change in price into original price by original quantity. This is the percentage or proportionate method. Then the next method is, second method is total outlay or we can also call it as expenditure method. Total outlay method or expenditure method. Then what is the meaning? This method propounded by Professor Alfred Marshall. In this method, the change in price and the subsequent change in total outlay on the purchase of the commodity is compared. This method was propounded by Professor Alfred Marshall. In this method, the change in price and the subsequent change in total outlay on the purchase of the commodity is compared. That is the total expenditure method or total outlay method. Then what is the formula? The formula is TO. TO means total outlay. Total outlay equal to TQ into P. Total outlay equal to total quantity into price of the commodity. What is the formula? Total outlay equal to total quantity into price of the commodity. You should remember all the formulas for examination point of view. Total outlay or expenditure method. TQ into P. Whereas proportionate method is delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Here, what is the formula? To TQ into P. TQ into P. TQ means total quantity into price of the commodity. Then what it indicates? It indicates the total outlay method. That is the total outlay or expenditure method. Then from this particular two, we are drawing the demand schedule. The demand schedule, how many stages we are written? 3 stages. What are that? Stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. In the stage 1, price of the commodity, then what is the demand in units? What is the total expenditure? Then what is the elasticity of demand? If you take stage 1, the price of the commodity is 5 rupees. The demand in number of units is 5,000. Then the total expenditure is 5,000 rupees. Why? Because the demand is 1,000 and price of the commodity. What is the formula? TQ into P. 1,000 into 5, 5,000. Then what is the elasticity of demand? It is equal to 1. When the price of the commodity reduced from 5 rupees to 2 rupees 50 paisa, then the quantity of the demand is increased. The quantity of the demand is increased. How much? 2,000, earlier 1,000, now it is 2,000 units. But the total expenditure is not changed. The total expenditure is not changed. Earlier it is 5,000, now it is also 5,000. From 2 rupees 50 paisa to it reduced to 1 rupee 25 paisa. Then what is the demand? The demand is 4,000. Then what is the total expenditure? 5,000. So that means when the price is 5 rupees, 2 rupees 50 paisa or 1 rupee 25 paisa, the total expenditure is not changed. So that's why the elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Equal to 1. Then the second stage is same, the price is reduced, then the quantity of the demand is increased. But compared to the earlier demand, present demand is more. Suppose earlier 1,000, the quantity of the demand, now 3000. Then price is reduced from 2 rupees 50 paisa to 1 rupee 25 paisa. Then the quantity of demand is from 3000 to 7000. Then automatically what is the total expenditure? 5000, 7500, 8750. That means every time it is increasing. So then what is the elasticity of demand? It is greater than 1. It is greater than 1. Then the third stage is, if the price is reduced from 5 rupees to rupees 50 and 1 rupee 25 paisa, then the demand is increasing. The demand is increasing, but not that much level compared to the second stage. Then automatically it is reduced. The total expenditure is reduced. Then what is the elasticity demand value? It is less than 1. So on the basis of the demand schedule, we classified the stages. We are identifying the price of the commodity, demand number of units, then what is the total expenditure, then what is the total value. These are the 3 stages. We are written in the form of a tabular form. Next one is, from the above table, we are drawing the graphical, we are representing in the graphical representation. Then what is the OX axis? Then what is the OY axis? OX axis is the total expenditure, OY axis is the price of the product. Then we are written in the 3 types. What are that? Elasticity of demand equal to 1, and elasticity of demand greater than 1, less than 1. The combination is total expenditure method. Then the third method is geometric or point method. Geometric or point method. Examination point of view, very method. This method was originally suggested by Alfred Marshall. Under this method, the elasticity can be measured at any point on demand curve by dividing lower portion by the upper portion. By dividing the lower portion by the upper portion. Then what is the formula for point method? Lower segment of demand curve by upper segment of demand curve. Lower segment of demand curve by upper segment of demand curve. So these are the geometric method or point method. Who developed? Alfred Marshall. Then what is the formula? Lower segment of demand curve by upper segment of demand curve. Then we should prove the graphically. First we drawing the demand curve. The demand curve touches the both OX axis and OY axis. How many variables we are taking? We are taking the totally 5 variables. P, P1, P2, P3, P4. The total number of values. In the middle, we divided these demand curve into 2 parts. Upper part and lower part. Why? Because the point method is measuring the demand point at a certain rate point. So that's why we divided the demand curve into 2 parts, upper demand curve and lower demand curve. ED is greater than 1 in the P1 stage. P2 stage, ED equal to infinity. Then ED equal to, ED less than 1. Then ED equal to 0. ED equal to 0. Then arc method. The arc method uses the average of the original price and the new price and the original quantity and new quantity to determine the elasticity of demand. The arc method uses the average of the original price and the new price and the original quantity and new quantity to determine the elasticity of demand. That is the arc method. Then what is the formula for arc method? The formula for arc method is change in the quantity demanded by original quantity plus new quantity. What is the formula? Elasticity of demand for ARC method is change in the quantity demanded by original quantity plus new quantity. By change in price by original price plus new price. Original price plus new price. Then how to write? We can write in the form of an equation delta Q by delta P into P1 plus P2 by Q1 plus Q2. What is the P1 indicates? Price of the product. Changes in the prices. Original price plus new price. Q1 indicates means original quantity plus new quantity. So this is the ARC method formula. The ARC method formula is change in the quantity demanded by original quantity plus new quantity. By change in price by original price plus new price. Then what indicates? What indicates? Delta Q means change in the quantity demanded. Delta P change in price. P1 original price. Q1 original quantity. P2 new price. Q2 new quantity. Q2 new quantity. Then what is the significance of elasticity of demand? Significance of elasticity of demand, we divided totally into 6 types. What are that? Factor pricing, business decisions, government policies, taxation policies, foreign trade, demand forecasting. So factor pricing means, what is the meaning of factor pricing? Productivity of the factors. How many types? 4 types. What are that? Land, labor, capital and organization. That is the factor pricing. Business decisions means how the consumer is responding about that particular product, how the price of the product is influencing. Then what are the substituted goods, what are the complementary goods. Then we should take into the consideration and make the decisions very effectively. Then government policies. Government is due to changes in the taxation policies, or giving the subsidies, or promoting the awareness about that particular product, and it will be useful to the society and as well as the public. The government policies will be framed. Taxation policy means sometimes the government either it may reduces the price of the product or it may increases the price of the product. On the basis of the taxation policy, the elasticity of the demand of the product is influenced. Foreign trade. Foreign trade means the import and exports. When we are importing that particular commodity, surplus, then the surplus problem will be arises. At that time, the demand is very less. If the price of the product reduced, then the demand is increases. So that means the foreign trade is where net imports and exports, then whether it is surplus or whether it is in the scarcity, the elasticity of demand is influencing. Then the next one is demand forecasting. What is the meaning of forecasting? Forecasting means to estimate in advancely about the demand about that particular product. Whether the demand is more or less or moderate, we can identify through the demand forecasting. So the significance of elasticity of demand is factor pricing, business decisions, government policies, taxation policies, foreign trade, demand forecasting. Then factors, what are the factors affecting elasticity of demand? This question several times asked for the 5 marks question. What is that? Nature of the product. Nature of the product means we should know whether the product is inferior product, superior product or luxurious product. We should know the nature of the product. Suppose the nature of the product inferior good, then the demand is less when the consumer income is less. When the consumer income is more, the demand is less. Superior goods, when the consumer income increases, the demand is also increases for the superior products. Time factor is also influencing. Degree of postponement and the number of alternative uses. Example, if you take tractor. For tractor, we are utilizing for the cultivating of the land, for using the machinery purpose, and the same tractor we are using for the transportation purpose. So that means one good, there are number of alternatives. That's why the elasticity of the demand is more about that particular product. Tastes and preferences of the consumers due to change in the technology or due to change in the consumer's income or due to changes in the demonstration effect. That means environmental factors. Tastes and preferences of the consumers will be changed. Availability of close substitutes. Substitute means, what is the meaning of substitute? Equal level of the satisfaction derived from the similar product, we called it as the substitute. Complementary, or we can also call it as joint goods. Complementary means when we are purchasing the one product, the demand derives for the another product. We called it as a complementary good or joint good. Level of prices, availability of subsidies, expectation of prices, durability of the product, and government policies. Just now we discussed government policies. When the government policy changed, then automatically the demand is also changed about that particular product. Why? Because if the government is continuously giving the subsidy about that particular product, the demand will also increase. If the government there is no subsidy about that particular product, then the demand is reduced. Example, gas cylinders. Then the next topic is, what are elasticity of demand in decision making process? Business decisions. So how they are making the business decisions? The business decisions are making on the basis of the how the consumer is responding about that particular product, how the technology is influencing, how the consumer income is increasing. Then these are the factors influencing to make the decisions effectively. Second one is economic policies of the government. Economic policies of the government means when we are allowing more and more foreign investment or domestic investment, the competition changes. When the competition changes, the elasticity of the demand is also changed. Example, Airtel, Vodafone, Hutch. When the government is allowing the private teleoperators into the market due to their economic policies, the competition increases, then the demand is also increased about that particular product. Determination of public utilities. When the same product we are utilizing for the multiple levels, then the utility is more. If you take example, cell phone, we are using for the multiple utilities. Example, tractor, we are utilizing for the cultivation of the land and transportation and storage purposes. And government taxation policies. When the government taxation changed, then how it will be influenced the demand about that particular product. Determination of factor pricing. Factor pricing means productivity factors. What are that? Land, labor, capital and organization. International trade, exports and imports about that particular product. So these are the elasticity of demand in decision making process. These are the concepts. On the basis of these concepts, my dear students, what are the previous questions? What are the previous questions? What are the previous questions? First one is law of demand. Second question is demand curve shape. Third one is point method. Fourth one is arc method. These are all short answer questions. Then what is the essay type question? The essay type questions is explain law of demand with suitable diagram. Second one is define arc method with suitable illustration. Third one is what are the factors affecting elasticity of demand. Fourth one, elasticity of demand in decision making process. Explain it. So these are the important questions for examination point of view. On the basis of the previous questions, we written in the what are the short answer questions, then what are the essay type questions. So today in this session, what we learned about we discussed about the demand concepts. In this demand concepts, what we learned about the meaning of demand, law of demand, then we discussed about the demand schedule, individual demand schedule, market demand schedule, then methods, then what is the curve shape, methods and measurement of elasticity of demand. Then again we divided into 4 types: percentage method or proportionate method, total outlay method, total revenue method, third geometric method or point method, fourth one arc elasticity of demand, then significance of elasticity of demand. Then we discussed about the factors affecting the elasticity of demand. These are the topics today we discussed. My dear students, for examination point of view, all the concepts are very, very important. You go through each and every slide with systematically, then you clearly understood the concepts. Then for examination, it will be easy for you. Thank you, my dear students.